Alright, welcome back to another class build in Modern Warfare. Today we're going to be looking at the new updated version of the fastest rushing build, I guess. And to start it off, let's go ahead and go with the primary. We're going to be using the Mini Uzi, or the Mini Uzi build somewhat. And this is the barrel, or the attachments that we're going to be starting off with. Now this gun is somehow, with all these attachments put to it, the fastest moving gun that you can get, the fastest movement speed. I believe it goes at like 105 or 110% speed at the base, or like when you put everything out on here. And then now that would be the base speed. Now I'm not going to be making the super speed class where you can run double the amount of speed of any other player in the game for an extended period of time. But this is mostly just for the kind of more of a rushing and keeping yourself up and going, and it's absolutely just spraying and destroying people. So already, let's go ahead and start off with the attachments. The barrel, we're going to be having the 8.5 factory mini barrel. Now this already essentially turns into a mini Uzi. Of course, it being a smaller barrel, it'll give us increased aim down sight speed and movement speed since it is less weight on the gun now. Cons being bullet velocity, because the round doesn't have enough or doesn't have as much time coming out of the barrel, so for it to speed up. And recoil control, it's not a whole lot weighing the gun down to compensate for that kick every time it fires. That kind of helps. Or the Merc foregrip is what we're going to be actually using here. This has a bunch of stealth buffs, or which are increases to its overall performance without anyone actually knowing what it does. You can watch other YouTubers and they talk about this. But the Merc foregrip is really what makes it the fastest gun that you can run with. Pros being recoil control. Since it is a grip, you can now just kind of hold on to the front of the gun, compensate for the recoil, and hipfire accuracy. Now this also comes into play, so since it's an SMG, of course it has to be in close range kind of combat, or close to medium range, and hipfire accuracy helps out a ton, because if anyone is in close or medium range, you really don't need to aim down sights, or it makes it to where you're more accurate when you're hip firing. So it kind of keeps you alive a little bit faster, or a little bit more, since you don't need to aim down sights. Cons being aim walking movement speed, you don't need to worry about that too much because you're going to be sprinting around most of the time. And other con is aim down sight speed. Now that does hurt you a little bit, since you want to snap on the people for the most part, but that I believe is the only downside to something that you would actually care about. We're going to go to the 5mm laser. Now this increases your hip fire accuracy even more, and it is, I believe, not as accurate as the MP7 hip fire, but since the Uzi shoots a little bit slower, it can make it to where the hip fire accuracy kind of tightens back up a little bit faster. So technically it is way more consistent to the MP7 because of its slightly slower fire rate. So this essentially is the best gun for hip firing, and you can move around all the time. Like, you can just like walk towards someone to spraying rounds at them, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to kill them without even needing to aim down sights. Of course, the pros here is going to be sprint to fire speed, so that's the animation of you sprinting with your gun towards your sides and pulling it to your hip. That's going to be sped up a ton. Cons, laser visible to enemy. It is a 5mm laser, so they will be able to see that. It's not as bright in core game modes, but in hardcore game modes it will be very visible, so go ahead and keep that in mind. For the back, we're going to go with the nose stock, as it gives you massive amount of movement speed and aim down sight speed, so that kind of gets rid of the whole, I guess, con there for the aim down sight speed for the Merc foregrip, which wasn't that big at all. And cons being aiming stability and recoil control, and that is something that you don't really need to worry about at all, because it's, again, SMG and also hip firing. I mean, you're really not going to worry about for long range engagements like that. And for the ammunition, now this is kind of something that you could pick out. I'm running the .41 AE or AE Express rounds. or a 32 round magazine. This gives you a little bit more damage, and of course with a little bit more damage it gives you a little bit more range. Cons being recoil control. Again, you don't really need to worry about that too much. You're going to be in close quarter combat, and this really doesn't affect your recoil a whole lot. But if you really want to just go around hip firing people, you could go with the 50 round mags. It gives you a little bit more to fire out, obviously. So if you do miss any of your shots while hip firing at somebody, you still have plenty to keep firing at them. But I think the 32 round magazine is plenty for how accurate this gun is for hip firing. I kid you not, it's kind of broken. They don't ever fix this thing. It is the fastest gun that you can move with, best gun for you to be hip firing with, and it's fairly fast aiming down sights and stuff. The only downside is it's slightly slower fire rate, which makes it better at hip firing. So you don't need to take the time to actually aim down sights. Now the secondary, I just went along with the 357 revolver with the snake shot. I know everyone hates this and it's kind of frowned upon by just about every player, even when they got nerfed and stuff. Especially when you put akimbo and the snake shot rounds, which is essentially buckshot in a revolver. But if you want to, you can run the M19 pistol. It's the lightest handgun. You can deck it out to where you can have the fastest movement speed for that if you want. But I recommend using this. It's kind of more, again, for close range combat. Pretty accurate. If you want to actually extend the range out a little bit more, you can get rid of the akimbo and I guess put on like a compensator or something, or a stipple grip tape right here, and that makes it to where you're aiming down sights faster with the gun. And since you're aiming down sights with any kind of gun using a shotgun round or a buckshot, it'll increase the pellet spread or tighten it, so you're able to get those slightly longer shots. So if you want to use that, if you want to switch over and get those slightly further shots, then you're able to do that. So just kind of wherever you want to pick for your secondary is not too important for this build. Now the perks and the equipment is kind of where this kind of shines. Perk 1, this is quick fix. Every time you kill somebody, your health regeneration starts immediately. Normally it would take about 4 to 5 seconds, and then your health will start regening. When you kill somebody while having this perk equipped, it will knock down that delay to 0 and you start healing immediately. Now when you're capturing objectives or actually playing an objective playing, then every time you kill somebody, that process of your health going back up to 100 is sped up a ton. It will just increase your healing speed. I believe it keeps stacking every time you get yourself an objective until you die, and it'll reset. So that's that. Ghost, or for perk 2 I'm running Ghost, but you could switch it over to restock for a certain, like a certain equipment. But if you want to keep Ghosts on so people don't expect you to come around a corner and, you know, absolutely just destroy them, rushing up on them, that's definitely something you can go to. But restock has another use for it, which would make perfect sense in just a little bit. Battle hardened. Now this one I picked because people like throwing stun grenades, gas, EMPs, flashbangs, anything like that would actually mess with you. Oh, and snapshot grenades as well. You'll be completely, or not completely immune to it, but the effects of them will be reduced almost to where it doesn't affect you. The gas is really the only thing that really makes it annoying. The flashbangs will go away almost immediately. Stun grenades will almost go away immediately. The gas is the only thing that actually still stays there if you're still in that area. It'll slow you down to where you're not really able to move a whole lot, but it doesn't make it to where your guy starts coughing or anything. Immune to snapshot grenades, those things are like tactical grenades that will shoot a flashlight and I think show your aura or like the outline of your body through walls. So essentially giving people wall hacks if they have a FMJ or a full metal jacket round that can go through any kind of material. So those are the 3 perks I'm running. They kind of help you out more for rushing battle hard and keeps getting you getting off of those stuns and stuff like that, so you can keep rushing at people. Restock is going to make sense in just a second. Quick fix is going to keep giving you that health every time you kill someone, so you can keep doing more kill chains. Lethals, I just brought C4. It's like the most effective lethal you could possibly get. And tactical, we're going to go with the stim shot. Now the stim shot heals you even if you don't kill somebody. I mean, it's a tactical. You push whatever button you're using to use it, and it'll start your regeneration for your health immediately after you get shot. So even if you're not killing someone, if you're hurt, then you can just pop that and heal, and then comboing that with quick fix and any kind of way you get shot, you can constantly be healing yourself. Restock plays a pretty good role in that, because of course it will keep restocking your stim shots so you can go on longer streaks with it. And it also refreshes your tactical sprint, which is faster than your normal sprinting, and I believe it gives you like a 30% increase your speed, if I'm not mistaken. So that keeps on refreshing it. So you could they come in stacks of 2, so you can go ahead and do that tactical sprint. You could run with like double time to give you that 3 seconds, and right when you know those 3 seconds are about to be up, then you can pop the stim shot, refreshes it while you're already running, and you can keep gaining another 3 seconds and another 3 seconds. Essentially 9 seconds of you sprinting almost faster than anyone in the game. Now I have a whole entire class set up around speed. Like, you are going double the speed than anybody in the game if you have certain things stacked up. Now of course you could run specialist instead of normal kill streaks, and you can get double time on there if you want. So you can get that, or you can switch it out for quick fix, but I would recommend using quick fix because that keeps you alive. But you can get double time, and of course when you get specialist there is a perk that you cannot normally equip in your perks loadout, which is lightweight, which gives you another 10% speed boost, and that makes you even faster, and you just keep getting that streak up, and it's pretty good for momentum. I mean, you feel like you're going at Mach 5 speeds. And that's essentially the whole build. I'll jump into a game of bots and stuff. Hopefully we can get ourselves some pretty good amount of speed out of this, and you can kind of see what I mean by it being the most rushing kind of build. Now again, where this thing really shines at is the hip fire accuracy for it and the damage that it does. Oddly enough, the Uzi is more or less an assault rifle. It does the amount of damage as an assault rifle for longer ranges than really most assault rifles for like battle rifles and stuff, like the Scar and stuff. It does better than those, especially in Warzone. Is incredibly crazy. So we're going to be running with the mini Uzi, whatever secondary you want. I'm running the 357 revolver, not akimbo this time. Lethal, C4, tactical stim shot, perks, quick fix, restock, battle harden. For the specialist skills will be double time, EOD. I mean, you can switch that out for tune up or something, and scavenger to keep up your ammo, or if you want to switch those 2 out, then keep that up. And of course when you get 8 kills you get all or every single perk, so that really won't matter too much. So let's go ahead and get into it. Again, I'm using the 32 round 41 AE or AE Express rounds. They do a little bit more damage. Oddly enough, 32 rounds is actually plenty for you to get these kind of kills for hip firing. It is the most oddest thing. Yeah, but the gun is ugly. To me anyway. But as you can see, like the speed already, it might be kind of hard to tell, but you go really freaking fast with this thing. It's faster than any other weapon in the game. I've tested it. The sticks, or the collie sticks, I believe that's how you say it, and the knife are 1 second behind on the movement speed of this gun. So are the handguns. As you can see there, I hit fired both those guys in relatively ease, especially when I'm moving. And they were pretty close, but let me see if I can get a little someone a little further out.
Good.
As you can see, the hip fire spread pretty good, like that. Don't need to aim down sights, and most of them I hit.
Sentry gun ready to deploy. VTOL get ready for tasking.
So essentially, it looks like you're hacking. I guarantee you will, when someone actually watches the kill cam, they will absolutely accuse you of hacking because it doesn't make any sense.
Fighter. Fine.
Enemy at the center.
I'm not really using the perks to use here, but as you see.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, I picked the wrong class. Okay, oddly enough. Well, as you can see, I was wondering why that wasn't working.
UAV ready for deployment.
Alright, that's on me. But as you can see, you know, for a class setup that I wasn't even trying to go for, it's pretty good. For hipfire and stuff. I'm using a platinum skin with a certain variant, but there you go, so I can run a little bit longer. If I get shot by a bot and I kill someone, you can see how fast the regeneration is compared to the normal ones. As you can see, it's almost instant. And again, when you get shot and you can't get that kill off of someone and you run around a corner, you can always pop a stim shot and it heals you up immediately, or almost immediately. About the same rate as the perk. Again, when you're doing objective game modes, go for the objectives if you can, if you like domination or something. Or actually, kill confirmed might be the best one because you get tags every time you kill someone. So grabbing those kill confirmed tags is perfect for you because you're doing the objective, you're killing people, and it buffs up your perks. So kill confirmed is definitely a recommended game mode if you want to be using this class.
Alright. Alright.
Why I picked tune-up is because Dead Silence you can also use, and it gives you about another 10% boost to your movement speed. So when you get max kills, or for you when you get specialist bonus, then you get a 10% movement speed for lightweight, and you got 110% movement speed from the gun. So that's 120% there. Dead Silence gives you another 10%, 130. And then you got yourself the Tactical Sprint, which you can keep using over and over again for a total of 9 seconds if you keep using your sim shots. And that buffs it by another 30%. And that will give you 160% movement speed altogether. With a gun that is fairly well, or pretty well balanced now, it does kill people pretty well, and it has hip fire like an absolute god, then you are by far the best rushing machine you could possibly get. I can't seem to ever get the max amount of speed, but I'll try it. So you're almost running the doubled amount of speed as anyone else in the game. And I've tried this in actual, like on online play and stuff. I believe there was like, what was it, Armada or something like that. It's like a desert kind of map, or Rosno or something like that. Anyways, I got to the middle of the map, or actually got into the enemy spawn before they made it to the middle of the map. And I snuck up behind someone, got a bunch of executions and stuff. It's something that no one really ever expects. This is what I mean right here. And you know, you can also hip fire too while you're using the stim shot. So you have the best hip fire gun in the game, so that's the only time that you're really going to be vulnerable is by using a stim shot. They come around a corner, it's like shooting them like normally almost. So this is low-key the god class setup that you could possibly get. You will be the best player in the game.
Specialist achieved.
Or for rushing anyway. What's this? You can see here, running at massive amount of speeds. Just zooming across the map. And it's also incredibly good for search and destroy, I guess, because you know you want to get to the objectives way before the enemy does, so you can get there, control the objective faster. You get yourself the whole entire team doing this, and you got yourself the God class. You'll win almost every single game.
Right,
Unless someone's camping, I guess, and then that kind of just gets annoying. So comboing the lightweight, the already technically base movement speed you got now with this gun, and the specialist, or the lightweight for the specialist bonus thing, dead silence, the tactical sprint, 160% movement speed is what you can run at.
Enemy at the center.
So hopefully this is an interesting video, because I think so anyway. I've been using this and it's actually really freaking good. Especially in hardcore. Hardcore, and you're going to drop people and shot this thing. So you're practically unstoppable. There's really not a whole lot they can do.
Target is marked. Go
I
for
don't know where I
strike.
got that kill streak from.
Fine.
Again, you can always run the other like 50 round mags if you want to, so you don't run out of ammo as much as I am. But that does take some of your movement speed down, so unless you want to move at Mach 5 speeds, I just recommend. And 32 rounds is obviously enough for you people, as you can see. (160% movement speed for 9 seconds at most. Now, of course, with that lightweight, you're going to be moving at, what, 110? Not 110.
Horseman heading back for a supply. Good hunting.
120, I believe, for movement speed. Yeah, 120 for movement speed right off the bat. So, I mean, still, you're a lot faster than anyone else in the game. But it's not as fast as this at max speed. I don't know how I lost that gunfight. There you go. So there you guys go. Best rushing class I can give you. Restock is pretty good because you just keep boosting yourself up.
Yeah, got it.
So essentially, you could probably get another 3 seconds brung out. So if you're like running with the restock perk, I mean you can run with the, what is it, the ghost perk, but if you're running a restock and you know how to time your stem shots right, you could essentially get 12 seconds of running speed. And you can use right at the 3 seconds, use the stem shot and fire off again. And then use the stem shot again after doing that. And then by the time you use both your stem shots and another one should restock, and you get yourself another one out there.
Enemy at the warehouse.
There you guys go. Hope you guys like this kind of a class setup. It is the best rushing class you can get, the most amount of momentum, and you will normally be able to run faster than any other person in the game. Or you will.
Enemy at the forklift.
There you go, almost running at double the amount of speed. Alright, kill these bots here. So I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.